of institutions in many of these West African states that are infected by these cartels. Let's pick up at that point.
Yeah, you know, I had articulated, you know, the first 2 points, you know, being more drugs needed in Europe. Second one, you know, being the change of routes, you know, and the third being exactly, the third being institutional weaknesses, and by that I mean the governments of these countries are involved, particularly Guinea, Bissau, and Guinea. You know, lack of law enforcement, you know, lack of legal machinery to deal with these issues, you know, weak policing of the ports and the seas and all that. In short, you know, lack of any kind of governmental, you know, input into controlling, you know, who comes in and goes out. Most of these, you know, countries, these two countries are weak in that respect. So that gives the drug cartels in an open, you know, invitation to come in.
Okay.
You know, when, like we talked about Guinea, where the police chief is involved, the anti-drug chief is involved, the intelligence chief is involved, the presidential guard is involved, everybody's involved. So who's going to keep them out? And the Guinea-Bissau, the same. You know, where the president is involved, the army chief and all that, same. You know, so that's very important to understand, because third is the profit. I mean, fourth is the profit. You know, they make a killing. For example, the UN estimated that the cocaine that will be worth 1.8 billion when it gets to the coast of Africa. In Europe, will fetch over 10 times more than that.
Oh.
You see, yeah, 10 times more than that, you see. So that's very important.
That's a recipe for evil.
Exactly, exactly. Because I used to also talk about labor. Cheap labor. When those, you know, drug cartels get their drugs to Bissau, they can pay some of the people $2 an hour, you know, to load those things on the ships. While if they are doing it in Jamaica, you probably cost you thousands of dollars to get somebody to do that. Because some of the people don't even know what they are loading, you know what I mean? Because they're not used to those kind of things, you see? So talk about cost of labor, and that's very important there, you see? So these are some of the factors that, you know, I'm sure people will be asking why these places, you know? And then, of course, the fifth and most important factor is poverty. You know, like I said before, in Guinea, almost 60% of the people, you know, out of work, are unemployed. In Sierra Leone, almost 70% are unemployed after the civil war. In Equatorial Guinea, the same number, almost unemployed. In Guinea-Bissau, almost 80% unemployed. Don't talk of Liberia, okay? So you have this endemic poverty that, you know, is attractive to this kind of business. Even though, like I emphasized before, the governments of Liberia and Sierra Leone are not involved, but because they've just finished a civil war lasting so many years and infrastructure destroyed, there's temptation of, you know,
being involved.
Exactly, of the people and the population to get involved. You know, that's the difference between, you know, Guinea